I deserve to be here like anyone else in this space. I don't care what you have. I don't care who you're married to. I don't care what your last name is. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what you drove here. I don't care how expensive your outfit is. I belong here. We don't feel comfortable with our skin. We don't feel comfortable about being in certain spaces called Sincerely Feds. Head on over there, subscribe, show her some love. She has amazing, wholesome content. Hey lovies, welcome to my channel. My name is Shan. If you have never been here before, catch up on a couple of videos so you can get to know me better. And if you have been here before, welcome back. In this week's video, as you might have already seen from the title, we are talking about self-love, nurturing self-love, and how to boost self-confidence. If you did not see, not the last video, the one before this one, if you did not see that video, you can go back and watch it. I was talking about red flags and I was sharing on red flags and why we tend to ignore them. And so in today's video, I would like to go into how to boost self-confidence. We know, whether we want to admit it or not, a lot of the decisions that we make, especially as women, because I've said it before that I'm sure there are men who watch my videos, but my videos are geared more towards women. And so whether or not we'd like to admit it, a lot of the decisions that we've made, the bad decisions, the poor decisions that we've made, came from a lack of self-confidence. Now, I know that's not something that many people are willing to admit because we know social media tells us that we should post the most confident person in this room, unbothered. But we know that the truth is a lot of us struggle with self-confidence. We struggle with seeing ourselves as worthy. We struggle with viewing ourselves in a way to think that we deserve any better than what we already have or what we have already settled for. And so in this week's video, I'd like to go into a couple of tips on how to boost your confidence, because the truth is there was a time when I wasn't very confident. I can tell you that if you do not know me, you would never know. There was a point where I struggled with the size of my boobs because I thought they should have been bigger. I didn't feel like they had the look that I would have wanted them to have, right? I struggled with the size of my forehead, my 5 head. You should be able to see very clearly in this video. Well, yeah, I wasn't very confident about that either. And so in high school, if you know, I would have worn a lot of bangs. So my forehead was forever covered. I did not care how it caused me to have breakouts. I didn't care what was going to happen. The forehead was not going to be exposed, honey. And so even when I got older, I realized that I was choosing my hairdos based on which style could hide my forehead the most. Maybe not my favorite thing, and maybe there were other styles that I wanted to try, but I'm like, no. And then as I got older, as I became more confident, I started to look at people like Rihanna, and I'm like, I know my forehead is not as big as hers, and she wears it so beautifully. And I remember seeing Rihanna wearing some hairstyles, and I'm like, uh what are you doing? That's why we find where a lot of people, even on the same internet here, they go around and they project. Because that was me projecting onto her my own lack of confidence. Because who am I to tell this woman or to think this woman should not be wearing whatever hairdo she was wearing because her forehead is too big? That was a me problem. That was me. That was me struggling with my own body and accepting my own body for whatever it is that God gave me. That was me projecting onto her because, oh, you should know because your forehead is bigger than mine. So why are you doing this? And we see that ever so often. So while it is, like I said, many people will not outright say, I'm not a confident person, you can see it in the comments. You can see it in how people treat other people, in how people drag other people down. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because you wouldn't do it, because you would not wear it, because you wouldn't feel confident in it, because you wouldn't feel confident with that situation. So you feel like, oh, you should know better. We have a thing where we want to humble people. Oh, she should know that she shouldn't wear that dress because she doesn't have big boobs, or whatever the case is. But we see it ever so often. And so if you are struggling with self-confidence and struggling with learning how to love yourself and learning how to feel confident in yourself as a person and understand that you are uniquely you, I'm about to share a guide on how to get into that. First things first, disclaimer. Please remember that building your confidence is a gradual thing. It will not happen overnight, so you have to be patient, allow yourself time, give yourself grace so you can grow. It's a process. Nothing worth having is ever an overnight thing. So before we get into it, just remember, be patient with yourself. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is setting realistic goals. A lot of times we help to kill our own confidence because we do not break our goals down. Have you ever spoken to anyone and said, what are your goals? And they have a long list of things. Oh, I want to have this house. I want to have this car. I want to have this. I want to be married by this. I want to be that. And then the problem is when those goals seem unachievable, when you haven't attained any of those goals, you shoot yourself down because you feel worthless. You feel like, okay, I can't accomplish anything. What can I do right? I can't seem to get anything right. I can't seem to tick anything off my list. And sometimes all it requires is to be realistic about your goals and also to break it down. So I'm not saying do not dream big. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is be real. So you can't be where you are right now. You don't have a stable income, but you're like, okay, so by the end of next month, I want to be driving a Tesla. Be realistic, right? So set realistic goals and break it down. So instead of having a long list of things, I feel like you're better off breaking it down. So if you have 12 things that you want to accomplish for the year, how about focusing on 3 or 2 at a time so you can put all your energy into that? So at least if you have 3 and you tick 1 off, you'd be able to identify that you ticked 1 off. Be realistic about your goals and break it down so you can see yourself achieve them. I cannot stress enough how important it is to have positive self-talk. That might sound crazy to some if you feel off about the idea of talking to yourself. What I'm saying is, when you speak of yourself, speak positive things. The things that we say to ourselves. India Ari has this song that says, speak words of beauty because you'll be the first to hear it. And so when you speak of yourself in a way that boosts you up, build you up instead of tearing you down. So instead of looking in the mirror and be like, oh my God, I don't know, all this stretch marks. Oh, look at all that loose fat. I hate it. I can't. Instead of doing that, how about acknowledging the things that you do like? So you have stretch marks and you might have given birth. How about the fact that you acknowledge the fact that, hey, this is your reminder that I brought a beautiful, healthy baby into this world. Thank you to my body, right? Thank you to my body. Thank you to my body, right? I like my hips, but my butt is too flat. That's negative self-talk. Instead of looking at the things that you don't like, how about you focus on the things that you do like? I tell you what, I remember my daughter came to me one day and she said, Mommy, I don't like my toes. And I'm thinking like, girl, not you out here trying to find a reason to hate on your body. And she said, no, I'm serious. And I said to her, polish them. And she's looking at me like, what? I know she was maybe expecting something deep, something, get in there and give me something. Nah. I said, polish them. You don't like them, polish them. Polish them the color that you like. So now you like the color. So since you can't change your toes, since I'm not about to go find out if there's someone who can change your toes, polish them. Simple answer. I'm sure it sounded to her like, oh, you're not listening, are you? You're not trying to answer me. But that was really the simple answer. And sometimes it can be that simple. The thing that you don't like about yourself, work on that. If it is something that you can change, work on it. So if it's something happening with your body that you feel like, I need to get to the gym, get to the gym. Patience does it, right? But at the same time, work towards the things that you can change and the things that you can't. Like for me, what was I going to do about my big forehead? Was I going to have surgery to cut it off, or I was going to forever wear a bang and right? There was really nothing to do than to embrace the fact that, okay, this is what God gave me. I don't have big boobs, but I have a nice butt. And I'm like, okay, well, I love my thighs. I have thick thighs. I'm out here saving lives and I love my butt. I'll take it. I have hip dips. I was like, man, why couldn't I get some hips? And then I realized my mama don't have none. So I'm like, you did it. But what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna go and spend money for someone to fill my hips in, because I've seen what happened to a lot of women that, and I'm not against plastic surgery. If you do have the money and you do want to go do it, that's up to you. But a lot of these surgeries would not have been done in the first place had these people just spent some time to nurture self-love, to build up their self-confidence. They would have realized that, okay, I have hip dips, but I have this. I'm beautiful, so I'll work with it. I'll wear things that, you know what I mean? I was at a place where I remember there was a time, like early out in my fitness journey, where I did not want to wear leggings to the gym, because I felt like when I put the leggings on, it was very obvious that I had hip dips. Now I'm out here wearing my leggings because I don't care. So what is someone going to say? Okay, you have hip dips. I know. I'm here wearing a to the back ponytail. What is someone going to say? Oh, you have a big forehead. I know. So we have to practice that. Practice identifying the things that we don't like, changing them if we can. But if we cannot, understand that this is what we have, this is what we have to work with. And so we have to speak to our bodies positively. Another thing that I'll have to throw in here is your body language. I can tell you that I've seen it a lot by the way a person walks, by the way a person enters the room, by the way how they talk to me. I can tell that this person is not confident. Now, if you walk into a room and you're like, hi, immediately we all know you lack confidence. Now, a lot of times people are thinking, oh, I cannot go into this space, I cannot own this space unapologetically, because they're feeling like, I'm not as rich as these people, I'm not as beautiful as these women in here, I don't have any accolades behind my name like a lot of them in there. I can tell you that everyone has their own struggles. So the thing that you think you're lacking, why you are undeserving of being in the space or undeserving of just existing as you, someone else is out here worried about something else. Because I've seen people say to me, you know, you are so confident, da, 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 da. There was a time when I was struggling because I'm like, yeah, I can't wear that dress because the back is cut out and I don't have boobs. I need to wear a bra. I remember going through that, and people are like, oh my God, I love your legs. Yeah, but I hate my boobs. You see what I mean? So you're there thinking that you're not good enough. Meanwhile, someone else is over there thinking they're not good enough. They're over there struggling. The only difference is they command the space when they come in. They walk in here like you belong here. Start showing up like you belong here. It doesn't matter where it is. Tell yourself that I deserve to be here like anyone else in this space. I don't care what you have. I don't care who you're married to. I don't care what your last name is. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what you drove here. I don't care how expensive your outfit is. I belong here. So you might be wearing a full outfit that costs $40, and girl over there might be wearing brand from head to toe, but she's not any more deserving of being in the space than you are. So approach people, start acting confidently, because like I said, it is a process. It's not going to happen overnight, but start approaching people so they don't look at you and they can tell that, oh, she doesn't belong in this space. A lot of times that's how I can tell when a person is new in a space or a person feels less than, based on their body language. They sit at a table and they're like, can I sit here? And they don't look at it. Start making eye contact. I don't care who it is. If you are the president and I see you, I'm going to look. Yeah, because I deserve to be here like you are. I am a child of God like you are. I was created in his image like you are. And once you start seeing yourself the way God sees you, you will find that the things that you're worried about, the things that you're worried about other people's perception of you or what someone will say, show up in the space, command the space. When I walk into a room, I assure you, everyone knows that I came into that room, and it doesn't matter what color I'm wearing. Okay, it doesn't matter if we're all wearing the same color. When I come in, you're gonna know that I just walked in here. I'm gonna walk in there, I'm gonna be smelling good, I'm gonna be owning the space, shoulders up, I'm gonna be swaying hips from side to side. Honey, I'm here. Hello. Right? So that's what we need to start working on, how we present ourselves, what our bodies say when we come in. Does my body say, oh, I'm so nervous, they dragged me here, I shouldn't be in here with all these rich people? Look at all these rich people for me. How much money do I have in the bank? Listen, just by the way that I walk into a space, you'll never be able to tell if I have $10 or $10,000 in my checking account. You will not know, because I come in here, I show up the same way all the time. And so that's something, if you're lacking self-confidence, you need to work on how you present yourself, what people see, and what your body says about you. Here's another thing that could be useful, could be very helpful to you. Dress confidently. Now, I say that because I cannot tell you the number of times when I see people wear things that you can tell they're not confident in. Do not dress based on what is trending on social media. Do not dress because TikTok made me do it, because I saw Kardashian do it, because this is what the girlies are wearing now. Dress because you feel confident in this. I've seen people out, I've done it too. I've worn outfits before, and as I got older, as I grew, I realized that okay, maybe I should just leave that alone. I've worn outfits and I'm out here pulling it down because it took me forever to figure out that if you have thick thighs and the stuff will fit, they will come all the way down, but then when you walk, they come up, and I'm like, you can look at me and tell I'm not confident. It took me some time to realize that. But yeah, that's important for you to wear things that you feel like you in. Do not dress to please the church. I mean, modesty. We're not speaking on whether or not you should be modest, but do not dress, do not attire yourself to suit only a church or to suit your husband or to suit the status quo. Wear something that makes you feel confident. Whatever that is, be modest, but if you feel confident in it, you will find that when you are out, you will feel so much better because you feel like, okay, this outfit is for me. I don't have anything hanging out. I don't have anything exposed. Unless that's who you are and you like being naked, that's okay. That's your thing. But if that's not what you're trying to do, do not be out and you know you got a cheek hanging out. You got to be worried because a nipple might pop out every now and again. Wear things that make you feel like, yes, this was made for me. It's almost like the designer had me in mind. It doesn't matter what the cost of the outfit is, because I can tell you this. I remember purchasing an outfit on Shein and I paid, I don't want to lie, I think it was $18 for that outfit, and I was at a resort overseas. And let me tell you something, the number of people that complimented my outfit, the number of people that I had to stop with on the resort to make sure I pull it up so I could tell them what the name was so they could find it on Shein. I've seen people in really expensive outfits and I would never know it's expensive unless I can identify something about it, or it's one of the common ones, or they say it. And so I say, wear your outfit with confidence. Find the thing that looks good on you, that you feel good in, not because your friend said, oh, this is what is trending, but if you feel good in it, we can tell. And so it doesn't matter what you paid for it, where you got it, just wear things that make you feel confident. Another very important thing is self-development. Find a new skill, find a new hobby, find something that you're good at and improve at it. Find something that you've always been curious about but you don't know anything about. Gain knowledge, watch things that inspire you, that pour into you. Attach yourself to people, network with people that you can learn something from. Because a lot of times the reason why people don't feel like they belong in a space, it's really because they don't feel like they have anything to contribute to it. So you start looking at, okay, what can this person possibly learn from me? What can this person gain from me? And so you start to think that maybe I'm not enough, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I'm not qualified enough. But if you continue to develop yourself, continue to listen to the podcasts that make you feel better, continue to read the books that help you, continue to practice things, continue to learn new things and build on the things that you already know, develop yourself, you will find that you will feel so much more confident because you will feel like, okay, I have something to give. So while it is that I'm looking to gain something from whatever it is that I do, I have something to add to it too. So yes, self-development. Face your affairs. Oh yeah, that one is for me too. I tell you what, I tell you a quick story. So some time ago, a minister of mine had preached and she spoke about putting ourselves out there to meet people, to connect with people. And so she asked the question, would you like write a person a letter and say, will you be my friend? And my response was like, no, I would not do that. Why wouldn't we do that? Because of pride and because of fear. Because we are fearful that we will be rejected, because we're fearful that the people that we would want to be friends with wouldn't want to be friends with us, and there are many other reasons. So another person that attends my church, Lady Fedora, by the way, guys, she just started her YouTube channel. She's just getting started. And I know if you are here, if you are watching this video, it means that you like wholesome content. So show her some love. Let her know that we appreciate her. We welcome her into the space. So you can pause this video, go subscribe and come back. Or if you will remember, it is Sincerely Feds And don't say you're going to go afterwards and do it if you're not going to do it. So you can pause, go, and come back. But yes, so back to the story. So it was maybe 2 or 3 days after the message that I think she called me. She said, Lady Shan, do you remember when Min Beach said if you'd ask a friend or whatever? And she said, yeah, I was one of those persons who said no. But then she said, I'm calling to ask you if you want to do a morning devotion with me. Of course, I said yes, because tell you what, if you have been here before, then you probably know that I struggle with social anxiety. So I remember praying to God and I'm like, listen, I need to meet more like-minded women who are serious about this kind of thing, who want to do. And I specifically said devotion. And I was praying about it and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to just reach out to someone. And I could reach out, but then my social anxiety would have crippled me from just reaching out to a random person. So I'm like, okay, I have my friends. I don't want to necessarily be doing devotion with my friends, only because the relationship is different and the kind of accountability that I will have for a stranger. I don't want to do that to my friend because I'm like, okay, we're talking throughout the day. I don't want to bother you in the morning, whatever. And so I knew that I wanted that. I was just afraid to ask someone. I'm sure I could have thought of a number of people that I could have reached out to and asked, but I didn't. But I was so grateful that she did. And she said it to me that I thought about it and that's not usually me, but she's like, I'm doing something different. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. But the point of that is that she decided to overcome her fears, to face her fears. And now we are both being poured into, we are both learning more, we are both diving into the word together because she chose to. So I share that to say some of the things that you want, some of the people that you want to connect with, some of the things that you want to learn are right there. You just need to face your fears to get them. So there's someone out there that you might be able to learn so much from, and chances are they're open to saying yes, but because you are so fearful and you feel like, why would she want to, or why would he want to face your fears? Ask. You may never know. Whatever it is, you know what it is, because I'm sure when I said face your fears, you know exactly what it is that you need to face and how you need to go about it. So do what you need to do. We're working on becoming our best selves. Here's another thing that I don't think we do nearly as much as we need to. Celebrate your wins. Celebrate your accomplishments. For everything that you think you are bad at, there is something that you are good at. And I know sometimes when we're wallowing in self-pity, poor me, and we gotta throw the pity party. And have you ever seen that TikTok where it's like, oh, so throw the wine on yourself in the shower and whatever? I'm like, oh, wasting good wine. But while you're down and under and you feel like, what else do I have? Why me? Why? There's always something about you that's worth celebrating. The fact that you are here on earth, you cannot tell me. If you can tell me that you cannot think of one thing that you're good at or one thing that you accomplished, comment down below because we need to talk privately. There is always something that you're good at. So yes, you're lousy at this. Yes, you're not good in school. Yes, whatever. But what are you good at? Are you good at sharing your heart with others? Are you very caring? Yes, you might have not bought the house by 35, but what else did you accomplish by 35 or by 25? So we need to learn how to identify the things that we do well. We might not be able to provide everything that we need for our children, but think about the fact that, okay, I am trying to instill values. I am teaching my children morals. I am disciplining my children so they will not be a menace to society. But my point is, there is always something. So instead of focusing on the things that you didn't do, the things that you didn't accomplish, the things that you think you might never be able to do, focus some more on the things that you do, the things that you are. Like I said earlier, with your body, look at the things that you do have. Pay attention to those, love on those areas, identify the things that you do have and give them some attention, because encouragement sweetens labor, and that goes for everything. This is a big one. This one is heavy because it took me a while. Learn from criticism. I'm still not all the way there. If I'm going to be honest, transparency, honesty, I'm not all the way there because I have a line as far as accepting criticism. My line is who it's coming from, who's the messenger. If I feel like you have good intentions for me and I feel like there's a balance, like, okay, you've complimented me as much as you criticize me, or I know you to be a person that's in my corner, a positive person, I will hear you out. But like a random person that I don't know and I've never seen you uplifting me and you're trying to check me, I'm not trying to hear none of that. However, I am learning to learn from that. So as much as I might not receive it from everyone, I'm starting to, instead of just rejecting the whole message because of the messenger, I am now learning to take, if there's anything to take from it, because you do know that there are some people who aren't trying to teach you anything. They're just really trying to criticize and down you because it's you. They're just trying to find fault with everything that you do. But like I said, all of that aside, sometimes there are some criticisms that I can take something from, that I can be like, okay, yeah, maybe the lighting wasn't right in this video for real. I don't know this girl. I don't know about the messenger, but the message, yeah, I can see that. And so that is something that you want to do to boost your self-confidence. That way too, when people say things that are negative, it doesn't bring you all the way down, because I've also seen that where people, I'll block the comment, I'll delete, I'll just ignore. But there are people who go off, and the way how they go off, you can tell that, oh, okay, this is really bothering you. If you are confident, like a person will say, I'm sharing this because I'm confident. No, they're sharing it because they're hoping to build their confidence. And you can tell when it's not all the way there, because they attack everyone. They don't see the people who say, oh, I love the progress. They see the ones who say, you shouldn't be posting this, take this out, I don't like your hair, you shouldn't be wearing this wig, you whatever. So that's how you can tell. So yeah, learn something from it if it is something to learn, but do not let it get to you to the point where it puts you down, where it affects your flow, where it affects how you go about life. I think there are so many parts to this guide, but I will give you another one too. Surround yourself with positivity. That is so important, because let me tell you something. The worst thing that can happen to a person who lacks self-confidence is to be in the wrong environment. It's like a struggling plant. You see this plant struggling and you put them in clay, right? You're already struggling and someone takes you and put you down in clay. There's nowhere for you to grow to, no way for you to develop, no way that you can receive nutrients. And so it is important, especially if you know that there are things that you struggle with. People talk about people loving attention and you shouldn't love attention and you're just seeking attention. We all need attention. I don't care what you say. We all struggle to get attention. Whether or not you're seeking attention from random people on the internet, you're seeking it from your spouse, your children, your parents, your friends, we all need attention, whether we identify it or not. And so we have to be careful that the people that we want that attention from are able to provide us with that. Because as a person who lacks confidence and you're surrounded by people who make jokes, okay, so they know you struggle with your weight, they know that you feel like you lack confidence, and they're gonna see you in a dress and be like, girl, why are you wearing that? Don't you see your pouch hanging out? Don't you see that your back fat is whatever? Those are people you don't want to be around. And I'm not saying do not be around people who are going to tell you the truth, because if you have friends and you are not put together and they don't tell you, they're not your friends either. I'm saying people who know that you struggle with something or can see you struggling with something and it's just negative. They don't ever see anything that's good about you. The minute you post something, girl, I don't like the way your toe looks in that shoe. Now they know you're struggling and they're just there to just beat you down. Oh, why did you pick that pants? That doesn't, oh, that hair doesn't do anything for your face. Okay, fine. Your hair doesn't do anything for your face, but the outfit's good. You see what I mean? Balance to build you up instead of tearing you down all the time. So you have to surround yourself with positive people who will say to you, girl, listen, you look good. I know I was saying that to a friend of mine today, and she was talking about her journey in the gym, and she was like, girl, this is not happening, whatever. And I said to her, give yourself some grace. Are we going to acknowledge the fact that you've come a long way, you've put the work in, and you have accomplished so much? Can we look at that? And I'm like, girl, listen, you were fire before and you are still fire now. The only difference is you had a goal and you are accomplishing. Can we do that? And I know it took her a little while to text back. I know she was like, okay, what do you say? How do you combat that? Because I was saying to her, listen, You were hot then, you were hot now. I'm proud of you for what you're accomplishing. And nonetheless, she had a goal and she's been working towards it. And I, being her friend, I had to build her up. I had to look at, I could have said, yeah, you've been working up for a long time and you still haven't accomplished that for real. You don't need to be around people like that. So if you're trying to build your self-confidence, find your people, find your tribe, plant yourself in positive spaces, surround yourself with people who want to see you better, who want to see you win, who want to see you become the best version of yourself. Go watch the people who pour into you. Come back to my channel so I can pour into you, but surround yourself with positive things. Maintain a healthy lifestyle. Find a self-care ritual. Find what works for you, whatever it is that means something to you, do that. But maintain a healthy lifestyle. A lot of times the reason why we don't feel confident in the outfits that we wear, is because we need to find a healthy lifestyle. We don't feel comfortable with our skin. We don't feel comfortable about being in certain spaces. A lot of times, some of the issues that we can identify with ourselves that make us lack confidence is because we do not practice a healthy, balanced lifestyle. So you find issues with the clothes that you wear because you find that you're not comfortable to be in certain spaces, because you find that you don't think you're deserving of the relationship or the man that you want, because a lot of these things is simply because you do not practice maintaining a healthy lifestyle. I think this might be the last one that I will share. It is practicing mindfulness. It is very important for you to focus on where you are now, your present reality. Imagine not feeling confident about something that you want to happen in a year. You are already here and you have already sent all that energy over to the end of 2024. Oh, what if I don't get this by 2024? What if I don't accomplish this? What if I don't get married by 2030? What if I don't have any kids by 2027? You see what I mean? Stay in the present. Imagine downing yourself and already feeling like it's doomsday over things that have not yet happened, or over things that have already passed. And as we should know, we cannot go back to change anything. So it is important to practice mindfulness. Be here in the now, be present, feel what is happening right now, identify the present moment. Is it something that you can change in this moment? Okay, go ahead and change it. If you can't, find the thing that is happening good in this moment. Because I can tell you, take a pause right now. You can pause the video and just stop and think to yourself. There might be a lot going on right now. There might be negative things happening, but think to yourself, is there something positive going on in your life right now? Is there that one thing that you can say, yes, that is good. My child is healthy. I still have a roof over my head. I still was able to pay my bill. Yes, next month, but we're not talking about next month. Yes, I was able to pay the bill for this month already. Yes, I have gas in my car. No, I might not have a car yet, but yes, I'm able to go to work because I have the money that I can go to work. Okay, I don't have the money to go to work, but you know what? I know what I'm going to eat tomorrow. I do have some rice in my cabinet. There's always something in the present moment to be grateful for. And so moving forward, let's do that. Let's do that. I don't know how many tips I gave you, but I hope that you at least wrote some of them down. If you're struggling with feeling confident, if you're struggling with boosting your self-confidence, I hope that you even made a mental note, and that something that I said in this video will resonate with you, and you will take something away from what I said and you will apply it to your life, and not just hear it, because it would really bug me if I sat here and talked to my camera for God knows how long and you just heard it and said, girl, word, yeah, that's me. Like, I do appreciate the comments. I do appreciate when you comment and say, okay, this was for me, that was for me. And then of course, some of you who forward the video to me and then send the comment there. Why do you do that? But I still appreciate it nonetheless. But I would want to know that not only do you say that this was for me or this resonated, but that you actually take something and that you apply it to your life. You actually start practicing whatever it is. If it means tomorrow morning you get up and you try to seek out a more healthy breakfast, or it just means that tomorrow when you put that dress on, you don't say, oh, what is wrong with my stomach? You're like, okay, well, my hips do look nice in this one. You know what I mean? So let's put that into practice. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up.